Hey, this is the 5232 SC fusing machine. So the 32 is 32 inches wide, and the 5200 series has top and bottom heat. That heat chamber is about 61 inches long, and you're looking at the front input conveyor. It's the bottom belt that extends out in front of the machine, so operators are able to load parts here, or if you're running roll to roll, this is kind of your alignment zone. The bottom belt goes in and meets up with the top belt. Probably can't see it underneath the covers. This is the return to operator version. So you'll see this tray down here at the bottom. Cut parts actually come back to the loading operator. We're just running this in. Here's the touchscreen PLC, so you can see some of the settings that we've got here for heating and cool down and temperature and so forth. We've just turned this on, so we've overshot ever so light, overshot the temperature momentarily. But to just give you an overview here, those are covers, of course, you can remove and get to the tracking switches. Here's the exit cooling belt, and then this machine has the return to operator conveyor that I mentioned. So parts that come off here fall onto this conveyor. This conveyor runs all the way back to the front of the machine. See, and that is the 5232 SC fusing machine. Hey, this is the AIT fusing machine. This particular machine is one of the 5200 SC series. This particular one 32 inches in width. But what we're going to talk about today is the touchscreen PLC and how to operate that. So zoom in, try to steady up here. The machine is not on now. You can see we have a set point of 121 and it's 32 degrees. Take a break here at AIT. All right. And so we're going to start the equipment up. Heating. This is belt motion forward, belt reverse, blower fan. There's on the exit conveyor. Settings, and this is for decreasing and increasing the speed, and this is for this is a readout of the pressure. So to start the machine, this can be kind of a little bit confusing if you're used to older equipment, because what you do here is you actually just touch the heating. Now you'll notice one of the things, when you touch the heating, it turns green from red. You might have noticed these two also went green, and that means that it is heating top and bottom. So I just touched the heating, not the forward, because the belt you're going to see here in a minute will actually start on its own. So might be hard to see with the reflection, but the belt is not moving for the moment. And meanwhile, the heat should be coming up. It'll come up here just in a minute and come up kind of fast. You can see the actual's only moved up 1 degree so far, but this will come up, and once it does, then the belt will start moving. We put this feature in because what we had is we had cold machines starting with adhesive on the belt, and it would remove the Teflon because the adhesive was stuck to the belt, and the belt was, or the adhesive was still hardened, and so it would damage the belt. This way, there's a preheat that takes place before the belt starts moving. So I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it's around 70 degrees C, but we'll see. Okay, this is the 5232. So it's a 5200 series. We make it in 24 inches, 32, 40, 54, and 63 inches. And of course, all of those, the naming nomenclature is the same. That is, a 5263 is a 63-inch wide machine. This is the front input conveyor. This is actually the bottom belt that is extended, and so you're loading on the bottom belt, and the top belt you can't see, but that's just inside the sheet metal. And that's where the two come together and go through the heating chamber. So we're not moving as of yet. We've just gotten up to the 70 degrees area, at least on the top, you can see. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, this is our new sheet metal series. So it's contoured on the top, as you can see, and it has insulated panels on the top that can be removed. By the way, the belt started to move, and that was somewhere around 75 to 80 degrees, and it just takes off on its own. In fact, you can see now this is green, and yeah, it's started on its own. What I'm going to do now is put it in cool down by just taking the heat off. Now, in this case, it tells you it's in cool down mode. And what's going to happen here is the belt is going to continue to run until it gets back down to that 80 degrees or so. Here's a seam, by the way, coming by. This is one of several options for seams, but that's an angled seam. It's skived, and it has a protective overlayer in it. Sorry to jump around so much. Back to cooling mode. So this will let the temperature come down to about 80 degrees, and then the belt will stop turning, and this will automatically turn red. So pretty straightforward, but if you've not done it before, then it can be a little bit confusing, because I kind of associate heat with red. And the gist of it is here is everything is red until it's activated, and then it turns green. Okay. Let's see. Last couple things about this. This one has, of course, an exit cooling conveyor, but this customer bought the option that's called the return to operator conveyor. So it's a two-piece conveyor. This one is traditional, and the parts come out onto it and are cooled here. And then with the return to operator, this underslung conveyor, parts fall on here, and they go all the way back to the front of the machine to the loading operator. And you can see a catch tray underneath here that these parts fall into. Okay, that's a 5200 series SC from AIT.